Welcome to my channel, and I'm going to show you how to make face masks without elastic. So here's what you'll need. Spandex fabrics is 4-way stretch. That means it stretches in both directions. 100% cotton fabric. You're going to cut out your mask pieces. You're also going to need 1/2 spandex strips, and here's how you cut them. I usually fold the fabric and place my ruler down so I can measure it properly. It's going to be completely lined up with my cutting mat, and then I use my rotary cutter to just cut all of them at one time. So here you're going to have your pattern pieces cut out. You're going to have 4 of your mask pieces. That's going to be the outside and the inside layer. And then I have this insert layer, which I'm referring to as the lining. And it's going to be cut 1/4 inch shorter at the center, as you can see, to nothing on the sides. So first you're going to start by putting your pieces together, right sides together, and sewing them. I do all of the centers one time for all of the pieces. So once those pieces are all sewn together, I use the cutter on the side of my machine to cut them, and then I go press those. And here I am sewing a 1/4 inch hem on the insert piece, and I'm just doing a zigzag on that. So you're going to assemble the pieces together as if it's how it would look completed. So you're going to have your first 2 pieces with the wrong sides facing, and then you're going to put your insert piece in. And what I'm doing is a base stitch of 1/8 inch all around to keep that in place while I sew the bias strips onto it. So for the bias strip, you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again. So it's going to be broken down into 1/4. And then I just zigzag the entire thing going all around. I work in one continuous motion. If you feel more comfortable cutting it and then reinserting it, you can do that, but I usually don't like to cut so much, so I do as much as I can without having to cut it. So then I do the sides, and then the top and bottom piece, it goes all around. So right now you're seeing me do the earpiece, which I ended up fixing because it was way too short. So I do that earpiece, and then for this end, I'm just gonna sew it all the way, well, as much as I can, so I can be able to connect it. So right now I'm just measuring out the size of the other side so I can match it up and make sure it's long enough, so that way when I connect it, it's not too short. So this is what the inside looks like with that insert piece that's a little bit shorter, so that you can put your own filter in there. So this is where I'm going to measure it against the other side so that I can make sure that they're the same lengths. And all I'm going to do is run a top stitch to combine these 2 pieces here. I usually back tack on it like several times just to make sure that it's nice and secure. And then I'm gonna cut one of the sides shorter, the part that's gonna be sewn underneath. And then I sew the other piece on top. That way it's not so bulky, and I do another top stitch on there, and I back tack it like several times to make sure it's secure. So then I'm gonna cut that extra piece that's there, and that's how I attach it back to one another. And that's your completed mask with the binding all around. Very easy, and it's very quick. You don't really have to worry much about pressing, and that's how it looks with the insert. So you just put your insert piece right in there. So for this style, you're doing right sides together with the filter pocket wedged in between the two pieces, and I'm just gonna run a 1/4 inch stitch on the top, and then I'm gonna do one on the bottom as well. And then you're gonna flip that over, and then you can press it. I like to press, or you can do a top stitching. That's how it looks when it's pressed. So you don't necessarily have to do top stitching. That's your filter pocket. And you're gonna do the same thing with the bias binding, just zigzag it all the way so you can have like one long strip. So when I did these masks, I didn't really measure anything much. I just used approximate, and that's what I did here. So at this point, you're gonna use whatever measurements you want your straps to be. So you're just gonna go ahead and cut this, and then you're gonna attach it to the mask as you would if it was elastic. So I'm just adding these and just back tacking several times to make sure that they're secure. And then for the edge, I'm gonna just zigzag the edge. You can overlock it, but I just didn't want to thread my overlock for these two sides that I'm gonna do. Then once that's done, then you can just top stitch it to make it extra secure. And there goes your mask with your bias binding spandex straps on it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and we have more videos coming your way.